Good evening. Once again, welcome to our second edition of News Tonight. My name is Michael Jordan LUKOMWA. Let's look at the top stories. PM Nabanja appeals to UN and partners to support government in the PDM. Uganda's Miro and Najuma win pentathlon bronze in Egypt. Minister Muyingo instructs close against General Kayihura as experts decry injustice. Yes, we thank you so much for tuning in, and this is what we have for you tonight. President Yoweri Museveni, who is also the Commander-in-Chief of the Uganda People's Defense Forces, has advised the retiring senior army officers to invest their retirement package wisely. General Museveni made the appeal today at State House Entebbe as officially retired 11 army generals. The generals join other 99 senior army officers from the rank of major to colonel who retired on the 25th of August at the Ministry of Defense headquarters in Mbuya, making the total of 110 senior officers who have retired this year. The 11 generals include former Inspector General of Police General Kayihura, Lieutenant General James Nakibus Lakara, Major General Samuel Waswa Mutesa, Major General Joseph Arocha, and Major General David Wakalo. Others are Brigadier General Austin Kasatwoki Kamanyire, Brigadier General Stephen Oluka, Brigadier General Frank Katende Chambade, Brigadier General Emmanuel Kiwangana, Brigadier General Wilson Mohabuzi, and Brigadier General Ham Atwoki Kaija. The President advised the retirees not to misuse their retirement package by investing in ambitious projects like building schools and hotels. General Kayihura, who spoke on behalf of other retiring generals, expressed his personal gratitude to the President, the General Court Martial, other authorities in the UPDF for finally freeing him from all the charges. He also congratulated President Museveni and the First Lady for reaching their Golden Jubilee anniversary of marriage.
Yet witness the second send-off ceremony of retiring generals. Last year we were here for such a ceremony.
He headed the anti-smuggling unit, which was called the Special Revenue Protection Service. The general was appointed member of the Organization of African Unity. The first retiring general, sir, is Resistance Officer 00513, General Kayihura. African Community Secretariat in Arusha. He acted as Army Chief Lieutenant General Lakara.
That was at State House Entebbe. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Robin Nabanja has met local development partners, a group co-chairs led by the United Nations Resident Country Coordinator, Susan Namondo, and other ambassadors from the European Union to discuss ways of strengthening the National Partnership Forum in the quest of improving the livelihoods of Ugandans.
Nabanja, while addressing the meeting, lauded the development partners for responding to Uganda's quest for technical assistance in November 2022 and for the support they have provided to the National Partnership Forum Secretariat. Nabanja says that the revitalization of the National Partnership Forum is very important because it is a space where matters of mutual concern are discussed with all the development partners.
We need to sit as more regular, so that we can deal with something to avoid unnecessary lapse of time so that we can move on the same page, be together as we move. But let me thank you for what you do. It's wonderful. I'm so grateful as a country, I'm so grateful as government.
Nabanja appealed to development partners to support government in its development agenda, especially the parish development model, and offer trainings to parish chiefs and other teams managing the fund.
2 areas. Training of our parish staff that are recruited in ICT, and then provision of transport. Yes, a motorcycle, however small, for people to move and monitor our farmers. Our farmers are now set. They can say we are take-off stage.
The chairperson of the National Planning Authority, Professor Pamela Mbabazi, says that agreeing on a common vision with partners is the way to go if the country is to realize its goal. Mbabazi noted that although the midterm review of the NDP3 indicated that only 17% of the plan had been achieved, government is determined to address the issues raised therein.
In that respect, we've had a series of meetings, technically, in trying to see how we revitalize, and of course my colleagues will come in, but the general consensus is around, one, agreeing that the focus of our development as a country is the plan, right? And get everybody to appreciate what those priorities are in the plan. This is where Uganda is going, this is where we're focusing, this is what we want.
The UN resident coordinator Susan Namondo Ngongi says that there is a need to meet regularly to discuss issues pertaining development.
We need the infrastructure that would allow us to meet productively. My understanding is we had a development partnership policy that was done in 2013, if I'm not mistaken. And in that is when we came up with the National Partnership Forum.
Namondo says that the UN family injects approximately $2.2 billion in form of budget support to Uganda, and there is need to have best value for money.
I was delighted to hear your assessment and the challenges on the parish development model. They're the type of things I think that development partners would be interested in hearing. What are your priorities? The PDM is the President's and the Prime Minister's priority. Okay, let's look at what the challenges are for the PDM.
In a related development, the Prime Minister with a team of ministers also met a delegation of investors from the United Arab Emirates, led by Crown Prince of Dubai, His Highness Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed Al Maktoum. The delegation and other ministers deliberated on several investment opportunities in Uganda, including investment in agroforestry, food, fruit processing, gold refinery, and health sector.
First Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for East African Affairs, Rebecca Kadaga, has commended the Lions Club International members for complementing government's efforts in improving healthcare, environment, and humanitarian efforts. This was while hosting a delegation from the Lions Club International headquarters led by past international president Brian Sheehan.
We all work, when we can work together, we change the world, but we make a great day for so many people. Rotarians, Lions, Gowanus, all of them. And I want to also give you
the First Deputy Prime Minister, also Minister for East African Affairs, Rebecca Kadaga, has hosted Lions Club International leaders and pledged to support their service activities across the country.
We have a parliament. We raised 2 billion shillings for the cancer award, so we've been doing quite a bit. But I think we need to recruit more.
When we went down there, we looked at orphanages, we planted trees down there, we saw the schools that they had there, and today is another wild day with
Past Lions Club's international president, Brian Shehani, and team were accompanied to Kadaga's office by the Lions Club of Uganda District 411B Governor, Dr. Stanley Babikire, and other top Lions Clubs of Uganda leaders.
I'll share with you my fresh banner, and please feel free to put it anywhere. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'll put it in my office.
Shehani and team, who have been on a working visit to Uganda, inspecting some of the activities of Lions Club District 411B, were briefing Kadaga about their support to Lions Club's District 411B that include environment, food support to the hungry, eye care, medical support to children with cancer, environment management, and capacity building among medical workers, among others.
We need to develop a new culture, train our community from childhood that you need to respect your elders. You know, when I sit on the train in London, because I'm a woman, if I go and there's no seat, the man will stand up. Just automatically.
The visiting team later addressed Lions Clubs of Uganda leaders before briefing the media on Lions Club's international activities, including a desire for more Ugandans to join the club and empower the organization to offer more services to the less privileged and those in need. The Lions Club's international operates in over 200 countries with a membership of close to 1.6 million Lions and Leos. Uganda has 56 clubs with about 400 men and
There's
women.
no better organization to contribute to than Lions, because with CSR, and you can do this here if you want to, with CSR, if that corporation will give us money, the Lions will help do the work. What are you passionate about? Oh, you want to do something with vision, or oh, you want to do something with mental health, or oh, you want to do something on environment. We can help you. We got the boots on the ground. We're ready to do it. We will brand our name along with yours, and we will help you and get it done. My area is not good.
Legal experts have described the process through which the Director of Public Prosecution of the UPDF in the military court-martial followed with criminal charges against former Inspector General of Police General Kayihura as failure and betrayal of judicial system in Uganda. However, the legal minds revealed in this exclusive interview that although the charges were dropped against General Kayihura, the DPP's office can at any time lodge the same charges against him since he was not acquitted with these offenses. Deborah Namamonde talked to the legal experts.
Prior to his official retirement from the Uganda People's Defence Forces UPDF, the Director of Public Prosecutions of the Army dropped charges against the former Inspector General of Police, General Kayihura. The General Court Martial, presided over by Chairman Brigadier General Freeman Robert Mugabe, immediately discontinued all the charges against General Kayihura.
And you are accordingly set free.
In an exclusive interview, we explore circumstances under which the DPP's Office of the Army can drop charges against the accused in a continuous case.
After carrying out investigation, the prosecutor might find that he or she does not have sufficient evidence to present to the court.
With or without evidence, is not willing to continue with the charges. It shows one or two things. First, the state has always gone to court unprepared. Secondly, the state has always gone to court through either politics or other instigations.
I would expect that on the file of the prosecutor, the reasons would be recorded.
In the General Court Martial, General Kayihura was facing charges of failure to protect war materials, aiding kidnap, among other offences, and was waiting prosecution since 2018.
The laws, I think, are sufficient, but the issue is the people that be. Are they free from manipulation? Whoever has authority over them? I think that is where we need to look. I think that office is being abused.
However, legal minds have reservations about the prosecution process in which criminal charges were dropped from General Kayihura.
Inspector General of Police is not an ordinary man. The charges which were laid against the Inspector General of Police were serious charges because of the gravity it will be in the interest of the country for us to know under what circumstances you are terminating proceedings. Leaves us wondering, are high officers in this country involved in criminal activities?
The legal experts have described the move as a failure of justice to the accused, Ugandans and the country at large, with capital offences he was facing.
There are some elements of politics in this. Ugandans woke up to be told that the Inspector General of Police had failed to keep guns and bullets safely, had failed to account for them. Some of them had found their way in a criminal hands. Obviously, for Ugandans to feel justice would be for all this to have come out.
If these are the particulars of the offense that was charged as against him, then it is very absurd. But as a lawyer, I know that he is innocent until we prove such particulars of facts laid as against him. And I believe probably he's now seeing the other side of the coin, and I want him to be at the front, to join us, people always in public interest litigation, human rights advocates.
At least, first of all, telling you that I'm extremely happy.
However, experts on legal matters say withdrawing charges against someone doesn't in any way free a suspect.
I don't see General Kayihura a free man. The rope is still hanging around his neck. When charges are dropped, does it not mean they cannot be reinstituted? I see a prisoner who will work at the whims of the one who had placed charges against him.
Simply dropping them, the question remains hanging. Did he do it or didn't he do it? Because the dropping charges is not an acquittal. We wouldn't like a situation where we fear that our Inspector General of Police or somewhere at such a high level can be involved in criminal activities. He is supposed to be guarding us, protecting us.
It's alleged that the charges of failure to protect war materials was penning the accused for letting war materials into the hands of the civilians and non-authorized people. If in any way cases are dropped against the suspect, does it mean that one has a right to file a suit against government or any other complainant?
For unlawful arrest, false imprisonment, detention, malicious prosecution.
If he honestly believes, being a lawyer, that actually he had no charges worthy a name before that court, I await to see him. Then he'll at least prove to us that he believes there was no case against him.
On several occasions, the DPP's office in Civil Courts and Court Martial has been seen withdrawing charges from the suspects. Samuel Muizi says such actions of DPP's office prompts Ugandans to lose trust in government institutions.
You find decisions continuing to bear the whims of the leaders other than the institutions that they govern. No longer most of them do not see the light of day when properly examined. Ours is a demand for structural changes and improvement, and this may even go. The laws actually are okay.
General Kayihura was facing prosecution in the General Court Martial since 2018. However, no witness was brought to court, not until Wednesday this week, when prosecution withdrew all the charges against him. Deborah Namamonde, UBC News.
The Mufti of Uganda, Sheikh Shaban Ramadan Mubaje, has implored the tremendous efforts of Canon Gideon Baguma Mujisha in ending HIV/AIDS. Mufti Mubaje's motivational message was delivered by Sheikh Hamidu Serwada, whom he delegated at a function. Canon Mujisha celebrated 31 years living with HIV and AIDS.
Clergies, cultural leaders, civil society organizations, friends and family members gathered at the headquarters of Friends of Canon Gideon Foundation for Kajifo to celebrate 31 years of him living with HIV/AIDS.
Kakati mukulwanyisa siriimu omwo mulimu ate ekirala kyetusingira ddala okulwanyisa kubanga sirimu alimu ebintu bingi naye ffe nga Fokagifo ate essira tuliteeka ku stigma.
The daisy ceremony commenced with a prayer service amidst hymns of praise. Canon Gideon Byamugisha elaborated 5 key factors he attributes to his longevity despite being positive.
The longevity is attributed to 5 factors. Number 1, the love of God. Number 2, the love of family. Number 3, the love of medical care support. Number 4, the faith community and faith leaders. And number 5, God himself.
He, however, shared the challenges he has faced.
People believing that people with HIV are promiscuous or have no morals or they don't know God, that has been a challenge. And yet, the people who are vulnerable are people who are discriminated most. Doing very well in fighting stigma. We are really almost succeeding. The government has put policies in place. We are remaining with a few things like in the law, using the law to fight, to increase stigma rather than reduce it. So if we can remove some of those impediments in the law.
Sheikh Hamidu Serwada, who represented the Mufti of Uganda, Sheikh Shaban Ramadan Mubajje, implored the contributions of Canon Byamugisha in the fight against HIV/AIDS, and he advised the Ugandans to take up regular checkups.
Namusiima nnyo olw'okulemera ku nsonga, olw'okulemera ku butuufu, ate namusiima nnyo n'okuba nti ayagaliza abantu b'eggwanga lino obulungi ye bw'abanga yafuna obulwadde n'afuna obulwadde naye atayagaliza abantu abalala babeere nga bo tebafuna bulwadde. Okuba nti twewala nnyo obulwadde buno obwa mukenenya n'okufaayo okulaba nga buli muntu yeekebeza okumanya oba waayimiridde mu bulamu bwe.
Leaders appreciated Canon Byamugisha's efforts in sensitizing and creating awareness about HIV/AIDS.
Twasalawo nga ffe bannatwala ery'ennabweru okwegatta ku Canon Gideon Byamugisha okulwanisa akawuka akasiriimu. Akawuka akasiriimu we kali kakyatambulira mu bantu niye enkola gye tulina okalwanisaamu mulimu okusomesa abantu baffe.
Okuva lwe twegatta ku mwami ono Canon Gideon mu butuufu yatuwa okusomozebwa kunene nnyo nti ffe bennyini yatukolamu omulimu n'atuwa n'obukiiko ku sayidi ng'atubuulira bye tulina okusomesa abantu ku ngeri y'okukendeza akawuka akasiriimu. Tulina ne group gye tulimu batusomesa ffe naffe ne tujja ne tusomesa ne tusomesa abantu.
At the same function, Canon Gideon Byamugisha unleashed plans of a proposed building to accommodate structures for learners, and he celebrated his 64th birthday. I'm Ivan Juko for UBC.
Kagamwe satu, kagamwe nasala.
The youth in Kasese have enthusiastically celebrated International Youth Day, a remarkable event that spotlighted the immense power of the youth and their innovative spirit. The occasion served as a catalyst for the significant transformation in mindset.
The Ministry of ICT and National Guidance, along with a team from Korea, have engaged with the youth in Kasese district to encourage a shift in mindset. This initiative took place as part of the commemoration of the Kasese Municipality International Youth Day, hosted at the Kasese Municipality Multipurpose Hall.
Really, we can see that the reason why it is very important to change a mindset, because I have been in Uganda for the last 14 years. Everybody is just blame others and complain others, and also they are just waiting for other people to change for them. But what if we are just waiting for other people to change, but really we cannot see hope and future in Uganda?
So I wanted the youth here to learn from them that you, first of all, you must love your country. Secondly, you must work hard to achieve what you want. And you must also work hard to be what you want to be. And that's how they are. Very obedient, very hardworking, very committed to what they do.
During this event, the youth were strongly encouraged to foster unity and discard any habits that might impede their personal development within society. The focus was on helping them become better individuals, both for their own growth and for the betterment of the community.
Urge our youth in Uganda and our youth in Kasese, really not just waiting government or not just waiting for other people to change for them, and also just complain and blame the country, blame the parents. But each of us, we can change little by little what we are able to do, and if we work together, and all 50 million Ugandans, if we work hard and if we work together, really we believe that we have a future.
This interactive session also provided a platform for the youth to present their projects that have contributed to increased youth involvement in the local economy. These projects spanned various sectors including catering, construction, salon services, welding, and many others.
What they are coming here to do, to show us is, please don't confine yourselves into the comfort of town, and don't think once everybody needs to get a degree and a white-collar job. Let us go for vocational training. And I think what we are lacking in this model of the industrial hubs is probably when they complete, we should look for a way of giving them kits. If you are a saloon, a hairdresser, you should get a kit and you start working immediately.
This event was held under the theme Recovery from COVID-19 and Full Implementation of the 2030 Agenda, the Role of the Youth, which emphasizes the youth's pivotal role in both recovering from the pandemic's impact and advancing the objectives of the 2030 Agenda. Ivan Kayihura, UBC News in Kasese District.
The Anti-Corruption Code has extended its warrant of arrest against Dr. David Livingstone Ebiru, the former executive director of the Uganda National Bureau of Standards, for failure to appear before court for the second time to answer charges related to offering a bribe.
On 8th August 2023, the Anti-Corruption Magistrate Court, before Chief Magistrate Joani Asiro, issued an order to police requiring it to arrest the former director of Uganda National Bureau of Standards, Dr. David Livingstone Ebiru. In the Anti-Corruption Court, Dr. David Livingstone Ebiru is to face charges related to offering an alleged bribe of 10 million to Charles Maseluka to safeguard his job as director UNBS. However, when the matter came up for hearing today, the State Attorney Rogers Kinove informed court that police failed to execute the warrant of arrest. With this, he prayed to court to extend the warrant of arrest against Dr. David Livingstone Ebiru. In response, lawyer Silas Mugabe Ebiru informed court about the 3 applications of human rights enforcement they filed before Lady Justice Margaret Tebulia, challenging the whole process of the trial against Dr. Ebiru. He asked court to stay the trial pending the decision. However, prosecution objected to his prayers, saying court can't hold the trial without an order to the same effect. Magistrate Joani Asiro granted prosecution his prayers on grounds that there is no merit to stay the proceedings, and accordingly court extended the warrant of arrest against Dr. Livingstone Ebiru. Court resumed on 28 September 2023. Recently, the Minister of Trade, Industry and Cooperatives sent Dr. Ebiru on a 6-month forced leave on allegations of fraud and misconduct. Meanwhile, High Court Civil Division, before Judge Boniface Wamala, has set timelines for all parties to file written submissions in the case, filed by lawyer Stephen Kalali against the Uganda Law Society.
I have been given up to Monday next week. Uganda Law Society up to 12, and I've been accorded the chance to rejoin thereafter by 15th of September. Court has also given us 27th of September as the day to come back for mention.
In this case, lawyer Stephen Kalali is accusing Uganda Law Society for failure to follow the law in appointing Uganda Law Society representatives to the government institutions, which infringes on the rights of other lawyers and the laws governing Uganda Law Society. Kalali highlights the impact of this case on the coming elections of Uganda Law Society, due to take place on 29th September 2023.
Payamazi. nsobola okusasula ne momo? No. Hey, nsobola okusasula ne momo?
Yino merchant code yaffe.
Kirungi.
Sebo meka?
Ebiri. Nyabo, nsobola okusasula ne momo?
Bambi nedda.
Baby, tuve wano.
Mukibango okusasula ne MTN Momo kigirako emigaso mingi n'egisingako eri buli omu tekikola makulu okubanga tugirina.
Hello, nkimye rent. Nsobola okusasula ne momo?
Yes, osobola.
Sasula obaggula ne MTN Momo olwo tukuddize ssente oleweeki ya bwereere. Kozesa Momo app obanyiga *165*3#.
Do you need data collection services, data analysis and reporting, monitoring and evaluation systems? Then contact Mode Technologies, a professional research firm that has provided many organizations with timely research solutions for over 15 years. For more information, visit www.mt.co.ug or call us on 0704 913 399 or 0782 602 963. Visit our office in Kampala at Sayuni Complex in Tinda. Mood Technologies, your professional research firm.
Hello, Mom. How did you sleep? How is Salongo? Oh, Mommy, how is Grandma? And Simba, the dog, yeah, the funny one.
Call Bona on any network in Uganda with Airtel Bona voice bundles. Dial *100*1#. Select Call Bona to choose bundles from as low as 1,000 shillings from daily, weekly, monthly, or bundles that don't expire. Call Bona on any network in Uganda with Airtel. A reason to imagine.
Uganda's oil and gas projects are providing opportunities for international certification and employment in various disciplines. 12,000 Ugandans have received global oil industry training and international certification in welding, heavy goods vehicle driving, and scaffolding, among others. 6 public and private institutions have received international accreditation and certification from industry bodies such as City and Guilds, ECITB, OPITO, AWS, and NEBOSH. 250 government officers from various ministries and agencies have trained in oil and gas-related disciplines such as petroleum engineering, geosciences, law, and economics. 71,300 Ugandans are currently employed in the sector. The National Oil and Gas Talent Register provides visibility to Ugandans with skills and competencies for possible employment in the oil and gas sector. Registration is free. The Petroleum Authority of Uganda, creating lasting value in Uganda's oil journey.
Dear Airtel customer, we know that there are days when unexpected stays in hospital stand in the way of your family's welfare. That is why Hospital Center is here to give you up to 100,000 shillings every night you spend in hospital. Hospital Center also offers up to 4 million in funeral benefit. Dial *185*7*6# to purchase Hospital Center on Airtel Money for as little as 1,000, 3,000 or 5,000 shillings a month. Your cover for the first 1 month is free. Hospital Center is underwritten by Prudential and powered by Turaco. Prudential and Turaco are regulated by the Insurance Regulatory Authority of Uganda. Airtel Money is regulated by the Bank of Uganda.
Malaria is still the #1 cause of death in Uganda. To help you protect your family from malaria, the government of Uganda is continuing its mosquito nets distribution campaign to give mosquito nets to every household in the country. Register and receive your mosquito nets from the community health worker. Distribution of nets in the following districts and cities will take place from the 8th to the 13th of September 2023. Buku, Bulambuli, Vuyende, Ibanda, Iganga, Jinja City, Jinja, Kamuli, Kamwenge, Kapchora, Kazo, Chegegwa, Luka, Mbara City, Mbara, Namayingo, Ntungamo, and Rwampara. Every district will have received their mosquito nets by November. Together, we can chase malaria out of Uganda. Sleep under a mosquito net every night. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health with support from the Global Fund.
No malaria will cut
UBC News Tonight. Government is working on a national affirmative action for Indigenous people aimed at upscaling their participation in governance as well as benefiting from different developmental programs. This is after research findings revealed a petrifying status of Indigenous people living in seclusion despite advanced civilization, thus development.
Since 2019, Makerere University School of Public Health, together with different partners, has been conducting research focusing on addressing the violation of the rights of Uganda's indigenous people, such as the Batwa, the Ik, and the Tepeth, as well as the rights of children in Karamoja impacted by child trafficking and destitution.
We were looking at their vulnerabilities, their marginalization, the manifestations, and then the drivers to their vulnerability or marginalization.
On Thursday, a report of this research was released showing that most indigenous communities like the Ik, Tepeth and the Batwa remain cordoned off from major government programs. Taking the example of the Batwa people, it is reported that only 1% of them has access to education, despite it being a freely offered service by government.
And when people ask us a question that why there is universal primary education, there is universal secondary education, there is healthcare service, access to sales, why? And my issue is that the assumption is that people are the same, but the situation and the condition of marginalization of the Batwa makes it so difficult for them to fit within the whole packaging of service delivery.
They also lack institutional services, for example, schools, and also learning that their language was becoming extinct.
In a bid to revise this deplorable status of lifestyle among the indigenous people, government is working on an affirmative action.
Most of the indigenous communities or people tend to be subsumed by other tribes, and unless there is an affirmative action, okay, you find their culture disappearing in regard to language, in regard to regalia, okay, even in regard to the identity.
Fred Ngabirano, a commissioner for youth and children at the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development, says this should be ready in 2 years' time.
And we are happy that this study, whose findings we are to receive today, is going to be a great input, okay, to widen our scope of focus, because we have also come to know that there are some indigenous tribes that are not captured or are not included in the constitution of Uganda, and that's the question of identity. So if they are there and the local leaders are saying yes, they are recognized as independent groupings of people, then later it could be an issue when it comes to amendments within the constitution. That's what we call the issue of visibility. Are they visible?
During the dissemination of these findings, Dr. Rhoda Wanyenze, the Dean, Makerere University School of Public Health, was represented by Professor Elzeus Rutebemberwa, who challenged researchers to come up with practical research-driven solutions to the numerous challenges identified.
Problems of today have already been done because of the previous mistakes. And what we need to do is to see that the next 50, 100 years are better than what we are. So the role of universities is to be like think tanks, to contribute to research and work with the communities and other countries and other partners to prepare us to the future.
The Voices of the Indigenous People of Uganda project is funded by USAID Uganda Mission through the Long-Term Assistance and Services for Research Partners for University-Led Solutions engine known as Lesser Pulse. Dorcas Kimono, UBC News.
Payamazi. Nsobola okusasula ne momo? No. Ha. Hey, nsobola okusasula ne momo.
Yino merchant code yaffe.
Oh, kirungi.
Sebo meka?
Ebiri. Nyabo, nsobola okusasula ne momo.
Bambi nedda.
Baby, tuve wano.
Bukibanga okusasula ne MTN Momo kigirako emigaso mingi n'egisingako eri buli omu tekikola makulu okubanga tugirina.
Hello, nkimye rent. Nsobola okusasula ne momo.
Yes, osobola.
Sasula obaggula ne MTN Momo olwo tukuddize ssente oleweeki ya mwereere. Kozesa Momo app owanyiga *155*3#.
Do you need data collection services, data analysis and reporting, monitoring and evaluation systems? Then contact Mold Technologies, a professional research firm that has provided many organizations with timely research solutions for over 15 years. For more information, visit www.mt.co.ug or call us on 0704 913 399 or 0782 602 963. Visit our office in Kampala at Sayuni Complex in Tinda. Mood Technologies, your professional research firm.
Uncle, you should see London. Oh, my boy. It has been 5 years. You should see Uganda. Yes. Uncle Marcus, this is for my school.
See, soon there will be more than 1 million children learning like this for free.
This is impressive.
Do you even have connection out here?
Well, we have 100% 4G countrywide.
Okay.
We even have 5G too.
That's approximately 700 billion Uganda shillings in tax, making Airtel one of the largest corporate income taxpayers over the last 5 years, helping build a better Uganda.
Today your son saw our new Uganda.
Thank you, Uganda, for imagining it with us and making us the fastest growing telecom in the country over the past 5 years.
Here is the 2023 musical launch of the year. 16th of September 2023, Kololo Ceremonial Grounds will be the only place to be, as the whole of Uganda will gather to witness the Museveni Awoma musical launch by Eman Sereko, also known as Munamasaka. Don't miss all your artists, comedians, stage and movie actors, members of parliament, ministers, leaders at different levels, led by the Right Honorable Premier Robin Nabanja. The chief guest of the day will be the one and only Sabalwanyi Jajamwami, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, all at a free entry at Kololo Ceremonial Grounds on the 16th of September 2023. Do not miss.
Do you want to study abroad, discover endless opportunities, and engage with renowned universities? Then don't miss the September edition of the Africa Students Education Fair. It's happening on the 1st and 2nd of September at Golden Tulip Hotel Kampala from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Entrance is absolutely free. Come explore diverse study programs, engage with delegates from colleges and institutions from countries like Canada, the US, the UK, Germany, Hungary, Spain, Australia, and many others. Call 0702-628-446 for more information.
Uncle, you should see London. Oh, my boy. It has been 5 years. You should see Uganda. Yes. Uncle Marcus, this is for my school.
See, soon there will be more than 1 million children learning like this for free.
This is impressive.
Do you even have connection out here?
Well, we have 100% 4G countrywide.
Okay.
We even have 5G too.
That's approximately 700 billion Uganda shillings in tax, making Airtel one of the largest corporate income taxpayers over the last 5 years, helping build a better Uganda.
Today your son saw our new Uganda.
Thank you, Uganda, for imagining it with us and making us the fastest growing telecom in the country over the past 5 years.
In business news tonight, Britam Asset Managers Uganda has introduced a new investment solution that aims at revolutionizing the financial landscape. The fixed income money market fund named Britam Easy Earner was officially launched earlier today.
In a bid to provide investors with stability and attractive returns, Britam Asset Managers Uganda has unveiled its latest financial product, the Fixed Income Money Market Fund, known as Britam Easy Earner. The interest earned remains untouched by withholding tax, ensuring maximum gains for investors. Britam Easy Earner also offers investment diversity, covering money market securities such as government treasury bills and fixed income securities like government treasury bonds.
Product has a low and medium risk profile, meaning that we are keen on capital preservation, ensuring that you're not losing your money. We are keen on stability. At the same time, we are keen on minimizing risk. We understand today investors' pain points are really trust and risk. And those are the pain points that we've observed around our customers. And therefore, having a product with a low to medium risk profile helps us to address the risk issue.
Britam Easy Earner allows investors to access their funds with flexibility, featuring withdrawals within a mere 72 hours. To get started, customers can invest in the fund through Britam Asset Managers branches with a minimum subscription amount of 5 million shillings and a minimum top-up of 2 million shillings.
It allows you to place your investments with Britam for 3 tenors, meaning if you're investing for 3 months, we will serve you. If you're investing for 6 months, we also have you covered, and then you can go up to 1 year. We've seen instances where customers would like to invest for 2 to 3 years. That's also acceptable, and we are willing to take on that money.
Investors targeted include retail customers seeking returns on their monthly savings, parents planning for their children's education, high net worth individuals diversifying their income sources, and even corporates and SMEs looking to optimize idle funds for business expansion.
Uganda has sent 4 players for the Nigeria Badminton tournament. The game that have attracted close to 30 countries are for Olympic qualification point.
The quest for Olympic qualification and search for points continues as we wind closer to the Paris Olympic Games. 4 Ugandan badminton players are in Lagos, Nigeria for the Lagos International Badminton Tournament. The top Ugandan players in Brian Kasiri, Husna Kabgabe, Fadila Shamka are competing at the top stage not only for points but equally for the prize money. In their first games, Husna Kabgabe was exceptional, defeating India's Hisha Dubi. Shamka Fadila equally won her opening singles game against Egyptian giant Ahmed Noor, while Mbaba's Gladys lost against Reshek Bleng of Ireland.
It was a very tough match and I won my match. I'm very happy for that, and tomorrow I play Azerbaijan. I hope to use my match today and improve and play her better tomorrow so that I can win that match and go to the quarterfinals.
Meanwhile, Uganda Badminton Federation is in early preparations for the Uganda International Badminton Tournament due next month in Kampala. So far, 18 countries have confirmed to be part of the games to be hosted at Lugogo Indoor Stadium.
The 2023 National Primary Schools Ball Games Championships have entered Day 3 in Mbarara City. The day has also been made brighter with a decision on eligibility to start during next championship.
Action in the National Primary Schools Sports Championship has witnessed Day 3 at Kacheka. Ntare School and Mbarara High. The championship is in several disciplines including football, netball, volleyball, handball and goalball, which is for kids with impairment.
This is the first championship in this caliber where teams can come up and showcase what they have, and pupils are very happy. We are here to check the talent development, talent identification and talent promotion in young children.
The championship continues to grow with the participants reaching close to 5,000 from 135 local governments. The organizers are impressed by the statistics and have moved to improve on the eligibility test, which has over the years been weight and height, but henceforth learner identification number.
Unless otherwise, we are going to go by age, so that we waste some 2 days screening these people because I've been using weight, height, and as Orion communicated, this system, this formula is not genuine enough to ascertain the age category of these children. Now, come next year, we are going by learner identification number, and we shall register online so that when we come and those days are calculated to kick off, I want to assure you 10 days are enough to have the championship run and complete smoothly.
As promised, the primary schools section is benefiting from the Secondary Schools Association that has, during the running of these games, organized capacity building workshops.
Yes, you are too close. You must reach somewhere. Go. 1, 2, 1.
In some of the handball games played, Namisindo beat Napak 6-5, Kwanya defeated Zimbabwe 4-2, and Amuria beat Masaka 3-0.
We have got a chance of giving Masaka 5-2, which makes us have hope in these matches, whereby we shall be able even take the trophy.
In under-16 volleyball, there were victories for Chenjojo, Tororo, Kumi, and Namutumba, among others.
But as far as today's competition is concerned, I want to assure you that there is great improvement concerning Arua City. That's why when our team wants to play with another team, they tend to run away from us. They believe strongly that our team is very strong.
In football, Arua City, Mayuge, Kakumiro and Koboko are some that got wins. John Barnes, Sendam, UBC News.
That sums it up. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Michael Jordan LUKOMWA, wishing you the best of the night. Bye-bye.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.